Hi, Jackie Burns here. I'm calling this because of the brave. This is a challenge hosted by Theresa B, DIY, and her co-host, Sammie at Unicorn Dust Designs. Theresa was in the military for a long time, so this is very close to her heart. It's a patriotic open challenge, and any money made will go to Fisher House, which helps the wounded veterans. And here's that was where the campaign is if you can donate. Many of the crafters are donating their monetary amount they make on this video. Unfortunately, I'm not monetized, but I did donate. So I have those 3 candle holders from Dollar Tree. And there were 2 white ones and 1 gold one. So I'm painting the gold one red. Sorry if the camera seems off. It filmed weird again, so I had to adjust it and try to make it full screen. And I'm painting one of the candlesticks blue. And I left the one white. I did touch it up where it was, looking a little weird. Now on this, I'm using the white wax from Waverly. So, I'd never used this before. So I kind of liked the look it gave it. It was distressing in a different way. Instead of dark distressing, it's light distressing. So I think they came out really neat looking. Just showing you a quick here. And I even distressed the white one because it left it a little bit almost cream color on it. Now I have one of these signs from Dollar Tree. I'm sure you've seen these before. And I pried that black frame around it off. And, there's my arm in the way. I'm going to paint it white with some acrylic paint. And this is just a base because I am going to put fabric on it and I didn't want all these leaves to show through. Yeah, more. And being a soldier is really important to me. It runs in my family. Both my grandfathers were in World War I, fighting in France. My father was in World War II. He was a medic in the Army Air Corps, which is now the Air Force. My uncle Max was in the Tank Corps, and he was stationed in Italy. My uncle Dick was an infantryman. I don't know where he was stationed. I'll have to check with my cousin. And my cousin Doug went to Vietnam, and he was a helicopter pilot. And he stayed in the military, and he was stationed in Germany. And him and the other pilot were doing an air show, and they had some photographers that they were taking up to show them the air show or something. And the back router of the helicopter came off and hit the front router, and they just tried the best they could not to crash in any houses, and they crashed on the Autobahn, and it killed all of them. And his youngest was just like a few days old. And so that was very hard. Harry made it all the way through Vietnam and was killed in domestic circumstances. So anyway, you can see why her supporting the Fisher House for the Veterans is really important to me also. So I covered this up with some striped material and I painted that black frame navy blue. I'm just finding the center to see where I want to put my letters. And yes, folks, I actually did use my Cricut. Surprise! That machine still intimidates me. It's very cool, but it still intimidates me. So I was just messing around trying to get it centered where I wanted it. Putting the transfer tape on. Do I want it this way or do I want it that way? No. This way's better. So funny watching the videos later and doing the voiceover, because sometimes you think, what in the world was I doing? And I was too lazy to go get the spatula. Okay, now just looking to see how the U will fit on there before I permanently put the S down. A little slow at this. Okay, peeling that off. I did Mod Podge the fabric after I put it down, and it still was still a little weird sticking to it. Had to erase my pencil mark. And there it is, all finished. So I'm going to use some Mod Podge to go over the letters to keep them stuck. I am a Plaid ambassador, and I use Mod Podge a lot. Okay, so here I have the camera where you can see that what I'm doing. I've got to figure that overhead arm out a little better. So I had 4 different kinds of materials. I got these at Amazon, and all these interesting reds came together, and all these interesting blues came together. And this is a sock I've been saving since winter from Dollar Tree. Cut it off and put a few rocks in the bottom and put stuffing in it. Now I glued all the strips together and showing you how I mixed up all the colors and patterns. And seeing if it's going to fit. Nope. Needs another one. It's easier just to glue them than get out the sewing machine. I will have to check into the Surebonder. I heard they had some fabric glue. I'm just gluing this top to hold it together for a minute. And I took some twine and cinched it together. And if you're wondering, no, my husband wasn't in the military because it was during Vietnam and he was considered 4F because he'd had polio when he was a kid. And it had crippled his arm. Has no muscles in his left arm, shoulder. Okay. I put that on to see where it would fit, and it fit. I'm taking a piece of tape and I cut apart a mop from Dollar Tree. And what I'm doing is I'm just laying them on the tape. And I had folded the edges down so it would stick to my table. Fill it in a few spots that look a little bare. Now I'm taking another piece of tape and I'm going to put a line of hot glue and put the other piece of tape on top. I get a few strands that come out, but for mostly overall, it holds it really quite well. So then I just have to trim the ends. And now I have to unravel the mop string. I guess I don't have to, but it looks better. I've heard people say a dog brush works really well, but I don't have a dog brush. Okay, now I'm going to glue this on to the body. I know you've seen a million people make gnomes, but I just think these came out really cute. I'm going to turn it inside out so I can make a nice little edge on it. And just tap it really gently when you're working with fabric. Put a little fabric in so I can squeeze the top. A little twine. I know this doesn't look like your typical gnome hat, but wait till you see what I do. Little glue in the back. I think my sister Sharon was way ahead of her time. It's been probably almost 6 years. And she brought me a gnome then. And then it was afterwards they became real popular. I was going to cut it off, and then I thought, oh, wait a minute. This little thing, she looks like a girl. This scatter that I got at Dollar Tree, it was in the graduation area, had gold and black stars or silver and black stars, and I thought, oh, I'm going to put a silver star on her head to represent the stars on our flag. And I'm going to do a braid. I haven't done a braid in ages. Probably last time I did one was on my granddaughter, and that's been a long time since she's graduating this year. Last time she came to stay with Grandma, I think she was about 8 or 9. I used to braid my daughter's hair so much. Even in high school, I'd do a French braid on her hair. The 70s, 80s, 90s, I used to have hair down to my mid-calves, and I braided it a lot. Then I cut it off in 1999. So yay, it's nice to know with these fumble fingers I can still make a braid. Bring the hat down over her nose. Oh, I did put some wood filler in the holes of the bead. I'm just taking a little bit of the fabric, a red on one side and the blue on the other side, and they have stars on them. So there she is. Hi! Pull her hair up so you can see her nose a little better. Okay. Here we go with the next one. I wanted that red toward the front. wanted the top of his hat a little more pointed. But then I'm going to bend it over. It did not want to stay bent over very well. So I'm taking one of these stars and I'm gluing it on the end. Trimming his beard. Oh, and I forgot to glue his hat down. See, his hat did not want to stay down. Just doing a little filler there. So cute. And I really appreciate you watching and appreciate you coming along on this patriotic challenge. And please donate to Theresa's Fisher House fundraiser. She's only trying to raise $500. And I think we could make it more than that, guys. I mean, what's $25? It's not anything. Just, help a little bit. Our veterans deserve it. Okay, thank you for watching and coming along on this great journey, and I will see you later. Bye.